Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking comic book haul video. I know it has been forever since I've done one of these. That's because I've mostly been reading trades and also digital issues. Sorry, I've mostly converted to digital. But I still have a lot of physical stuff. This stuff's just been piling up for a long time. So I figure, hey, let's do a couple haul videos. Just to, finish off this physical stuff. And this isn't the end of my physical stuff. I still get some newer Godzilla and Power Rangers and whatnot. But, I just don't get a bunch of stuff at the rate that I used to. I just don't. But yeah, so first up we do have some Godzilla books, like Godzilla Rivals vs. Hedorah #1. This is cover A, and it's for Hedorah's 50th anniversary. I like that Godzilla's drawn in a Showa design on it. Usually in these IDW issues, we either see him drawn kind of Millennium, or we see him drawn Heisei. And it's very interesting. But the Heisei design that we usually don't see is, kind of his 1985 look. Speaking of, Godzilla Rivals vs. Mothra, where he does have the 1985 look. So it seems like Godzilla Rivals is trying to use some different Godzilla looks, at least in these first couple issues. And actually, I do want to shout out my friend's business, Comics Plus of Macon. That's where I buy my single issues. This isn't a paid advertisement. I would legally have to tell you if it is. They have done paid advertisements with me before, but it's just his business. Just wanted to shout it out. Comics Plus of Macon. Yeah. You can check out his physical store in Macon, Georgia, or on eBay. So yeah, let's move this to the side. And then we have Godzilla Monsters and Protectors, issue 2. This is the B cover art, which is a still from Mothra, the 1961 film, so not even a Godzilla movie picture. I'm missing issue 1. I don't have issue 1. I missed out on it because I'm dumb and bad. But I did get issue 2 and issue 3, also the B cover art, with an image from Godzilla vs. Biollante from 1989. All these are from my friend's store. And then I got issue 4 with the normal A cover art. Really cool. I like how Godzilla's drawn a little different. A lot of people said they didn't like how Godzilla was drawn in this book. I like just that it's different, to be honest. And then, of course, we have Godzilla Monsters and Protectors, Part 5, with the B cover art from Space Godzilla. Got little Godzilla there. Such a precious baby. So that's all well and good, and that's all the Godzilla stuff for now. Now we're going to get into some DC comics, and everything from this point onward, I believe, is for sale. I actually have my own physical store now. Yeah, it's called the Three Profiteers. A couple friends and I started it. Just a little consignment store thing, but still, I hope it grows into something bigger. But here we have Batman Nightwatch #1. This is the one I read. This is the unread one, but I'm selling them both for the same price. It's the Batman Day Special Edition. This is a comic for kids. It's just 2 little stories. One versus Clayface, one versus Mr. Freeze. Just a fun comic for kids. And I do recommend it. But yeah, then we go into Batman The World, also Batman Day Special Edition #1. This one's cool. It's a little anthology thing, a lot of little stories from different artists and writers and stuff about just Batman stuff happening all over the world. I think my favorite one was the kind of Korean one, where it just goes full manga right at the end. I really liked that one. Very cool, #1. And then we have Batman Fortnite 0 Point, #1, I believe. Also Batman Day Special Edition. I know a lot of my older viewers are probably rolling their eyes, but it was actually pretty good. It was actually quite good. Yeah, so I actually do recommend that you drop into this title. I know, that was bad. I know you unsubscribed. You don't have to tell me in the comments section. Now we're moving into Wonder Woman Day stuff. This is from the 80th anniversary of Wonder Woman. This is actually a reprint of issue 1 of her Rebirth run. I think was that Greg Rucka? 2016? Whatever. Excellent run. But I have the trade paperback, so this one's unread because I didn't need to read it. Oh, then why'd you get it? Actually, all these Batman Day and Wonder Woman Day books were given to me by Big Boy Chungus. Yeah, they were given to him, and he didn't want them, so he gave them to me. So yeah, that's very cool. And it is an excellent story. Highly recommended. Like, wow. And then we have another Wonder Woman Day Special Edition, Diana, Princess of the Amazons, #1. It's from a graphic novel. This is a story for kids, or all ages, you could say, and it's actually really good. I want to read the rest of it, to be completely honest with you. It's about Diana as a little girl, and she doesn't have any friends. There's no one her age on the island. Everyone's an adult, you know? So she doesn't have any friends, so she tries to make a friend out of clay, much like her mother tried to make her out of clay. And then you see where it goes from there. It's very interesting, actually. It's a really interesting book. I really liked it. I want to read the rest. And then this one's more for teens. Wonder Woman Tempest Tossed to #1. Another special edition 80th anniversary of Wonder Woman book. It's another really good one. It is a new kind of Wonder Woman origin, but it's a self-contained story. Not the self-contained issue, but the whole story itself is self-contained in the graphic novel. And she actually ends up leaving Paradise Island by accident in this book, and not by purpose like in all her other origin stories, which I thought was really interesting, and I really want to see where it goes, so now I gotta read the rest of this too. But yeah, that's all Wonder Woman Day stuff. And then we got a bunch of Marvel stuff from the Halloween comic book extravaganza. This is Daredevil Road to Devil's Reign, #1. And I actually have this in a trade. I have actually read and reviewed all of that first Chip Zdarsky Daredevil run before Devil's Reign. I still have to review a bunch of Devil's Reign stuff. But I did review that whole Daredevil run, where it's like Matt Murdock and, Daredevil gets, accused of murder, and Elektra becomes a Daredevil, and, there's the Bullseye clones, and Typhoid Mary comes back, and all this crazy stuff, and I just love the art and Zdarsky's storytelling, and oh my god, it was so good. Check out the reviews if you want to know more. But I didn't read this one. It's also unread because, once again, I have the trade, so I didn't need to read it. Then we have Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. This is when the creative team changed. I actually almost bought the first printing of this back in the day, but I had to cut back on my comics, and this guy and Spider-Gwen both went back to #1, and I was like, if I have to drop some comics, this is kind of the perfect time to drop this, because the creative team's changing. It's going back to #1. I think Bendis was writing it before this, and I was like, I gotta drop something. These two were starting at a new #1s. It makes the most sense to drop them. I'm not going to drop Power Rangers, that's for sure. So I did. So I'm glad I finally got to read this, and I do want to catch up on all of Miles Morales' solo adventures and all the Spider-Verse stuff that I've missed. I've read most of it, but there's a couple Spider-Verse things that I've missed. The most recent one, I think, is the only one I need to read, because I read Spider-Geddon and the miniseries. That was really just Miles and whatnot. And I need to catch up on Champions. But yeah, I do need to catch up on my Miles Morales. And this, it's moved up my list because this was actually a very, very good issue, and I really liked it. Yoink! And then we have Hawkeye #1. I actually really liked this too. Kate Bishop is a better character than Clint Barton. We can all agree on that, right? Like, she just is. She is. And I really like this, with like her as a PI and stuff. Street level. My favorite stuff from Marvel is the street level stuff, and my favorite stuff from DC is the larger than life stuff. And I feel like the big appeal of Batman is he's like a good balance of both a lot of the time. I don't know. But yeah, street level stuff from Marvel is my favorite, and I really like Kate Bishop Hawkeye more than Clint Barton. So this was really good. I might continue this, I might not. I'm honestly not sure yet. And then we have Star Wars The High Republic. Now, I know I've kind of been every book so far, but this one, it was whatever. Like, it was whatever. I mean, I used to read a lot of Star Wars comics and a lot of Star Wars novels. God, I went through novels like they were food when it came to Star Wars. And then Disney got a hold of it, and they were like, yeah, we're tossing all this stuff out of continuity so we can do our own continuity stuff. Which I, don't blame Disney for. It wasn't a bad move, I don't think. But I'd invested so much time and energy and brain power into all this lore that suddenly wasn't canon anymore. So I just kind of stopped caring. But then I read this and it wasn't super interesting. Like, the Jedi it follows was very generic. And it had this big cliffhanger that I didn't really care about. And it was a very predictable issue. It was like, oh, she's going through her Jedi Knight trials, but the trials get interrupted by these giant space locusts, and she abandons her trials to go save this village of alien fairies. And it's like, you read this, and immediately as the locusts show up, you're like, oh, okay, well, she's going to stop these locusts, and that's going to cause her to pass because, you know, she put her own stuff aside to save people. And that's exactly what happens. Like, it's so super predictable, pretty generic characters. It didn't. It was just I didn't care. I just did not care. But yeah, quick recap. We have Star Wars The High Republic, #1, Hawkeye, #1, Miles Morales Spider-Man, #1, Daredevil Road to Devil's Reign, #1. We have Wonder Woman Tempest Tossed, #1. Actually, I do want to say that all of these were Halloween Comic Fest extravaganza, and they all have digital editions that I did not claim. But yeah, we also have Diana, Princess of the Amazons, #1, and Wonder Woman Day Special Edition, Wonder Woman Rebirth, #1, which also are all 80th Anniversary Wonder Woman Day books. We have Batman Fortnite 0 Point. We have Batman the World, #1. 2 Batman Night Watch, #1s, all of which are Batman Day Special Editions. Godzilla Monsters and Protectors #5, Cover B. Godzilla Monsters and Protectors #4. Godzilla Monsters and Protectors #3, Cover B. Godzilla Monsters and Protectors #2, Cover B. Godzilla Rivals vs. Mothra. And Godzilla Rivals vs. Hedorah for Hedorah's 50th anniversary. So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. I'm selling a lot of stuff, including this first printing of the Pink Ranger variant of issue 0 of MMPR. Check out my eBay page for a lot of stuff. Some stuff's coming to my physical store. If it doesn't sell there, then it goes on eBay, you know? Even you can get the last issue, first printing of the end of Tom King's Batman run, you know? Giant-sized issue 50 Morty's Mind Blowers and stuff, Origin of Crumbobulus Michaels, Batman 100-page giant #1. I really like the Lord Deathman story. These have all been in haul videos before and stuff, but that's all stuff I'm going to be selling. But that's it. Thank you once again for your support, and I'll see you all, you guessed it, next time. Bye for now.